Just a nice daily reminder, get your money up, get your clothes up, get your teeth right, get your speech right.
Yo, what is poppin' YouTube fam? This is JMU. We're here. We are all gonna learn something new here. And we got a returning guest, as you guys have seen before. We got Mr. Pedro in the house. So, we have discussed previously in regards to past dealings with some of the women we've dealt with in the past, and this man here seems to have come upon an interesting story that I figured that I would share with the rest of you guys. And I will also be hearing this for the first time live as well. So go on, take it away, brother.
Yeah, you've been mentioned before. You mentioned my name. My name is Pedro Castillo. Just getting back into the dating game. So far, it's an uphill battle, but the war's not over. Good analogy, right? You may win the battle, but the war ain't over. But it's a work in progress, you know. You live and learn and stuff like that. So, as far what I'm looking forward for this year, just keep on grinding mentally, getting my health back together, strength conditioning, working out, pretty much what guys do. Want to get better, improvement, self-improvement, pretty much being a little bit of intellectual, understanding female psychology a little bit. I think we had mentioned this term before. You either understand women or respect women. So
You can either love women or understand them, but you cannot
there
do
you
both.
go. You can't do both. You just really, unfortunately, that's a staple for every relationship we try to look for, especially with females. So, but yeah, what I want to start off with is that I recently, I just got back from having surgery. So far, it's not perfect, but it's better than when I was before. 90%, I will say. So, life's good, God's good, you know. So, so far I've been working out, getting back to my job, and I was like, you know what? I think it's time to start looking for females, right? So, because of the busy schedule I have, I really don't have time to scour for females, especially me working 12 hours a day. I'm so preoccupied. So pretty much what I can gather around my, I want to say, circumference zone. So there's this one coworker that I was talking to. So she was pretty interesting. Very chill vibe that I got for her, personality wise. She was not that really, she didn't have that ego in her. She was completely understanding. She was like a friend that you could talk to about your personal business, whatever.
Okay. Well, let's start with some of the basics then. How old was she, for starters?
She was 25. She's 25.
Okay, she was 25.
Yeah,
cool.
she was 25.
So, wait, so how did you meet her? Where did you meet her? Was it at work or,
So she started work, I want to say like a year ago, and then after 3 weeks, she was already giving birth, labor already. So there was like a huge break. I want to say like 4 or 5 months until she came back to work.
Oh, so she has a kid.
She has a kid.
Is that her first kid, or is there
Second
more?
kid.
Okay.
Second kid, and second kid is with another, I want to say, baby father.
So 2 kids from two different baby daddies?
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
man.
yes.
Oh, man. Okay.
So, you know, we're kind of risk takers. So why roll the dice, right? Why give chances, right? So I was like, you know what? I got some time to spare. I'm over here thinking, you know what? I can pass this test. You know, it should be easy for me just to slip and slide in there, right? Assuming, right? give and take, right? So I was like, I started talking to her. She was telling me about her dilemma, about, what's going on with her life. She having 2 kids and stuff like that. She's been busy. and you know, she told me about her personal dealings with the kids and father. One of her, I want to say, her ex is in jail. So yeah, and then for me, I'm like, okay, not only I have to like pay attention to her ex, because if I can understand what her ex was about, then I pretty much have a good idea how to maneuver through these type of situations.
So when dealing with this woman, did it almost feel like, I mean, just to help me understand, I don't know, like, I don't want to influence what you personally went through, but did it ever feel like that she was looking for help rather than looking for love, almost like looking for almost like a savior, like a white knight?
She didn't give me that impression, but I feel like she was stressing about her kids. You know, she had to be preoccupied. She has to be there when her kids are sick and stuff like that. However, we did talk about, like, you know, about whether I see myself as a father or like a stepfather.
Oh.
Yeah. So I didn't give her any attention about that. Pretty much like kind of laid it off. But what really got my attention is that she likes to party. So I'm like, okay, if she likes to party, then it shouldn't be that serious, you know? And she parties like every weekend. Like
despite the fact,
despite
the second kid and all that fairly recently.
Yes.
She that just sounds like the type of person that would drop their kids off to grandma's while she goes out to the clubs with her girlfriends.
Yes. So, like I said, why roll the dice, right? Why take chances? Why dig yourself into a deeper hole, to the rabbit's hole, and, you know, stuff like that. So I was like, you know, what's the worst thing that could happen, right? You know, worst thing could happen, it could be trauma dump, and, you know, or, you know, getting keyed in the car or whatsoever. But I let her know up front, you know, what I wanted, you know, what I expected, and I told her up front, like, what do you expect out of me? You know, and she was like, well, I don't know. So I'm like, okay.
Okay, if you don't know, I don't know either.
Yeah, so, like, I mean, if, you know, I told her, look, if you want, we could take it slow, whatsoever. He said, like, yeah, just take it slow. So at that point, I didn't really see any effort. Like, I didn't really see, like, okay, I know my worth when it comes to dating women, you know, and for me, I was like, okay, if I didn't put that much, if I would have put too much effort, I would have probably squeezed in there. But knowing my worth, I'm like, why would I put too much worth with this female that I'm talking to? I mean, it's really, how can I say it, very complicated in that way. So
you want me to let you fill you in on where you may have made a mistake?
Yeah. Let me know.
So when you were having that talk of what you're expecting, right?
Mm-hmm.
And neither of y'all knew, one of the big mistakes you ended up making was giving the option of taking it slow, right? So because you gave her that out and you took all the pressure off of her to essentially either make make something happen or not, she took that as a means to kind of almost just kind of, okay, well, since this is open and since you're allowing me to go as slow as I need to, I don't have to take this as seriously, you know, versus like a guy that she really would like, or the guy that she really would respect, right? She would know that, hey, this man is not going to wait around all day, right? If I don't escalate, if I don't like get on board, if I don't like, I'm not saying she has to put out, but if she's not, you know, if she's not being receptive or initiating any type of affection fairly quickly, then she knows that kind of guy will move on. But you essentially sent her a subliminal message, you know, like a nice little subtle message that, oh, I can wait for you, type thing, because you're worth it. I'll wait for you. I'll wait for you to make up your mind and decide. And you know, when it comes to women and making up their minds, yeah, and it's like you just gave her a get out of jail free card to just kind of just lollygag and be a little bit turtle like and just kind of, you know, just like you said, no effort.
Yeah.
No. Why? Because he's gonna give me all the time in the world because we can take this slow. Yeah. Because here's the thing, right? I used to be on board with that mindset, right? But let's keep it all the way 1,000, right? You know, do you think she was taking it slow with her first baby daddy or second baby daddy?
Definitely.
Then why the hell are you taking it slow?
She belongs to the streets.
Well, the thing was is that she was trying to like put me out there because at first she was like, well, you just, you know, you don't mind if I
Go for it.
Well, she was like, well, do you just wanna fuck my pussy, right? Like, you just wanna like fuck me, right? And I was like, well, I am a guy. I mean, do you see? I mean, what more do you want?
Well, like it's like you think I'm just like taking you out and all this stuff just for the sake of being friends?
Yeah, so I'm like, you know, I'm like, what
like if I'm not sexually interested, what are we doing here?
Yeah. So it's I didn't like that's when I kind of got to the point where like, okay, if she's not putting effort, then why should I?
So do you think that is ultimately the reason why that situation didn't work out?
I feel like she was either playing it like hard, I guess she was playing hardball, or like that she was trying to make the shit test me, I guess. She wanted me to I guess be dominant or be chasing her, you know, getting how can I say,
being a little bit aggressive,
pretty much beg. Not beg, but like at least
a little bit more aggressive, right?
Be a little bit more aggressive.
I mean, and you can, and I believe that wholeheartedly too, because context clues. Yeah. One of her baby daddies is in jail, so that kind of lets you know what kind of guys she's used to dealing with. Probably more guys that are more hard, guys that are definitely much more aggressive and just much more take charge, right? And somebody who says, we'll take it slow is quite the antithesis of that. Yeah. You know?
And to be honest, she was the one that wanted to take it slow. So I'm like,
that also could be a shit test too. Yeah. Just to see if you'll go along with it, just to see if you'll actually do it.
Yeah, like if I was gonna.
If you, it's like, hey, are you gonna take charge? Are you gonna make your own rules? Or are you gonna follow her rules? Yeah. You know, and there's a thing I do a lot on dating apps and all that stuff, or with new girls I talk to. Mm-hmm. I just kind of let them know that I'm just the type of guy. I make my own rules. Type stuff, and they really seem to like that shit for some reason. Yeah. They like a guy that creates his own path, makes his own rules.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I definitely agree with that.
More of a rebel type stuff. Not really rebel, but you know, hey, if something doesn't work for me, I'll make my own rules about it. Screw it.
And to be honest, I mean, like, maybe because I looked at her differently. I mean, for me, she was like a 4 at most, you know? And I was like, well, I kind of know, I don't want to sound rude, but I've seen better girls, you know?
Of course.
Maybe I was just, maybe because it was my ego, like, okay, like, why would I have to put more effort, you know?
No, that's how we are as guys, right? The more attractive a girl is, the more we're willing to put in more effort. And, you know, and all these other things where it's like, okay, yes, she has 2 kids, but if this chick now was maybe a 7, maybe I'll probably be a little bit more inclined to do a little bit more type stuff, and maybe at a more, you know, more readily available and all this other stuff, right? Exactly. You know, I'm not gonna take like 4 hours to respond to you. Maybe it'll take like maybe a half hour, maybe to an hour.
Yeah,
that's how you know what I mean. It's a snowball effect based on how attractive you are.
Maybe subconsciously I was just thinking about that, but everything what you just said is just lining up. Like, It's like subconsciously. I mean, like, I don't want to like discriminate all the single mothers out there. Y'all hold your own, independent, empowering. But edit this out if you want to. Equal rights.
I'm gonna need to get a whole bunch of sound bits. And all that stuff.